I'm a returning member from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There was a period of time where I was inactive, and I want to be open about this story because since I'm sharing the Book of Mormon online, there's probably the assumption that I've always been active or always had it figured out or think that I'm perfect, and I'm actually far from it. And we all are, but some of us choose to be open about it and some of us don't, which is fine. We all have our own journey. I always believed in God and Jesus Christ, even when I was inactive, but I just didn't think that I had to practice my faith through an organization or organized religion. And so I didn't think that I would necessarily come back. So it came as a surprise to me and some of my friends when I decided to be active again. I started coming back in 2021, and I've been going ever since. And it was hard at first, and it was awkward, and I didn't feel like I belonged. I felt like the odd one out, and I've always kind of felt this way. Being in Utah, I always felt like I wasn't the cookie cutter Mormon, and I've always struggled with feeling like this is where I really belong. But I know now for sure that this is where I belong, because this is not a gospel of cookie cutter. This is not a gospel of being like everyone else, even though it may seem like that at times. This is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And when I separated that from my disappointments and the culture, I was much happier. When I realized being an active member was more about showing my dedication to Jesus Christ and putting off my sin and following Him, that's when everything changed for me. Was when it wasn't about the culture or anybody else but me and Jesus Christ. And the reason I bring this up is because in Helaman 6, it talks about the devil being the author of all sin, and he is the father of all lies. That is what this life is about, to experience temptations of every kind, and we get to choose with our own free will and agency if we're going to choose God or the devil. No man can serve two masters. And it really is that black and white. It talks about that in the scriptures. We are paid the wages of the master that we choose to obey. So whatever we put our time, energy into, whatever we consume, is the master that we're choosing to obey. And the devil's lie is that he can give us fulfillment through instant gratification things. And God is presenting lasting joy that's not instant. So the Holy Spirit will be soft, gentle, and have a lot of authority. And the adversary wants us to act quickly without thinking. Just go, get that instant gratification. Anytime you feel really pressured to make a decision immediately, take a step back. I feel the devil wants us to rush, and the Holy Spirit wants us to slow down. Everything that God will have us do is very intentional and won't be instant gratification. Oftentimes, what brings us real joy takes small seeds of investment over time. And our mind is a garden, and we're planting seeds every day. Whatever we're doing is planting a seed, and it's either bringing us closer to the devil or closer to God. Psychologically speaking, this is cognitive dissonance. Our brain has a really hard time holding two truths, two conflicting ideas at the same time, and believe they're both true. That is innately hard for our brain to do. And this is why I think God says no man can serve two masters. In Helaman 6, the Gadianton robbers overtook the whole government, and the Nephites were notorious for being the bad guys in the Book of Mormon, and it completely flip-flops. The Lamanites become the righteous group of people, and the Nephites end up being the very wicked people who support the Gadianton robbers in their lies and in their murders and in their secret combinations. What I'm getting at is anybody is susceptible to falling away. Everybody is susceptible to Satan and his plan. In the scriptures, it said in last days, even the very elect would be deceived. It takes daily effort to make sure that we're following the right master.